Hello, it's Allison. So I only have 2 more days and 1 more exam until I'm done with my first semester of college. I mean, I cannot believe it. It went by so incredibly quickly. And I just also can't believe how good of an experience I had and just how smooth the transition went and how at home I feel instantly here at the University of Florida. I just, again, truly can't believe it. I just feel so blessed that things have been going so well, and I thought I would just share some of the things I've learned throughout my first semester here, because maybe you're about to go to college or you're just kind of curious about, how to make the best of it. So I thought I would share. First things first, it is not going to be perfect. It is just not. Everything is not going to go your way. It's not going to be a party every day. You're still in school. You're still working hard. I mean, it's still a school. It's not high school, but you're still having homework. You're still having exams. But hopefully they'll be more exciting for you because it'll be things you're passionate about learning rather than just random subjects. Granted, you still will have to take gen eds, but then you get to get into the good stuff. So just keep that in mind. It's not going to be perfect every day, and you're gonna have bad days, and you're gonna miss home. Just have that mentality that it's okay if it's not perfect. I mean, you're not on a vacation, so that's important to keep in mind because you don't want to get easily frustrated when things don't go your way. Another thing I have is that you should just So you'll hear this advice a lot. When you're a freshman coming to college, you're going to want to apply to everything. You're going to want to, join every single club that remotely sounds interesting to you. But you'll hear over and over again to be selective with what you apply to or what you want to get involved in, because you don't want to spread yourself too thin, especially when you're still transitioning to these classes that you only have a couple times a week and you really need to dedicate time to study. It's easy to kind of forget about that and just want to do everything socially, but you have to not spread yourself too thin. And the biggest thing that I've realized is that, you should apply to lots of things because you're not going to get everything, first of all, and you never know exactly what something's going to be like from the outside, so it's okay to try things out, and then maybe if you don't really like it, remove yourself from it. So you kind of need to balance it out, but my biggest advice is just to apply to things that you're incredibly passionate about. So for instance, I applied to something that I didn't really know what it was. It sounded cool, and I had other people try. The things I'm talking about now are leadership clubs that have a more competitive application process. So I didn't really know what it was about, and I kind of just applied because I heard it was good, but I didn't really have that passion for it, and I didn't get it because I'm sure it was obvious in my interview that I just didn't really care almost. I mean, it sounds awful, but just apply to things that you care about and are incredibly passionate about, because then it'll shine through when you are in your interview process. And it's so exciting when you finally find those clubs and those families, and that'll really, really help your transition from high school to college be so much smoother, I promise you. Okay, another thing I have is that you should be present. So what I mean by this is that this kind of relates to the whole apply to only things you're passionate about and don't spread yourself too thin, because you want to make sure you're present in the clubs that you commit to. Because let's say you are in 5 different clubs and organizations and you have tons of homework and you want to still hang out with your other friends. It's hard to make the time for each thing. You should just pick a couple that you're really, really passionate about and dedicate your time to those, because then you can really grow those friendships and potentially get leadership positions within those organizations, which really will help you along the long run. Okay. Another thing I have is, this is kind of tricky sometimes because, at least for me, grades are really important to me. I really value an A. And in college, it's really hard to get an A. It really is, especially here at the University of Florida. It's pretty difficult, so don't be too hard on yourself. I was really hard on myself after my first exam day. It did not go so well, and you're gonna have that. I mean, you just don't really know what to expect, and you don't really know how to study, because high school tests were much different than college exams. So like every single exam, you should get better and better and be able to study more efficiently. Because for my first exams, I remember studying for hours, but I just ended up studying not the right thing or not the right way. So you kind of just have to test the waters and you'll work it out, but don't be too hard on yourself. And another thing relating to grades is that it's really easy to put your grades on like the highest pedestal. But at least for me, I want people to be on the highest pedestal. I think people in relationships are much more valuable than, 4.0 GPA. And this will differ for everyone, but I think it's really important to be there for other people, especially because college is not easy. It's a blast and the best time of your life, but it's also kind of difficult and there's a lot of pressure on you. People are always asking you, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You're about to be an adult. What do you want to do with your life? And that's like a really big question and kind of difficult too to answer. So I just think it's really important to be there for one another as we're all transitioning, and if someone needs you, if someone needs to talk to you and you're studying for an exam, just take a break and talk to them. Maybe you'll lose a couple hours of sleep, but people's lives and being there for people is a lot more important than getting that 100, in my opinion at least. Okay, the next thing I have is that kind of goes along with that is to just encourage people, and you're gonna meet the coolest, most incredible people here. I mean, every single person is here working on their dreams and they're hustling every day to get to their end goal, and it's awesome to be around that. But it's also kind of intimidating too, because in high school maybe you were valedictorian or you were, the go-getter, teacher's pet, whatever. But when you come to college, everyone is like that. Everyone is like you, trying really hard all the time. It's the best of the best. So you have to keep that in mind. And sometimes it's kind of overwhelming, just like going on Facebook and seeing everyone's accomplishments. Of course, you're happy for them, but it's also kind of like, okay, I need to get going too. But don't stress yourself out. I mean, everyone has their time to shine. Everyone has their time to, that their dreams are coming true. And even though you might have to wait a little longer for yours to come true, that's okay. You just have to keep that in mind. And it's natural for you to feel like a little overwhelmed or even jealous maybe, but just like hold those feelings back and say, no, my time will come. Okay, and then the last one is kind of silly, but it's so true. So when you come to college, pizza always sounds good. Always. It always sounds good. Even if it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, pizza sounds good. Right now, yeah, pizza sounds good. It's just so true. I think I definitely eat more now that I'm in college, so just keep that in mind. Thankfully, there's lots of gyms here, and I ride my bike to school every day, but yeah, you're gonna eat a lot of pizza, so I hope you like pizza. So that pretty much sums up my advice. I just feel really thankful to attend the University of Florida and really thankful to have met so many incredible people and joined so many phenomenal organizations. I just feel very blessed. So I hope this is helpful, and if you have any questions about college or want me to do any more videos, let me know.